So recently, I got COVID almost 2 weeks ago. Oh gosh. uh, for 5 days, it was like, but I went and got the test. Yeah, you got it. I got the infusion, this little IV thing, antibodies. I don't know. And it helped a lot. Within 2 days, it had made a big difference. And I'm just kind of slowly coming out of this. Now, first 5 days of that was pretty tough. During this time, we sit with Big Daddy first thing in the morning. That's just what I do. Seek first the kingdom of the Father and His right ways, and all this other stuff just is automatic. It gets added to you. You don't have to take thoughts about tomorrow, worry about this and worry about that. Just sit with Daddy. Just sit with Big Daddy. He's big and He's my daddy. People refer to Him as God, the Most High, whatever. But anyway, I'm sitting with Daddy, and ever since the first of this year, this is 2021, and right now it's October 2021. And I've been noticing the obviousness of a new system arising. And I call it the beast system. It's just an interesting system. If you're a student of the last book of the scriptures, the fullness of the scriptures, the Revelation, it talks about a system, an international, governmental, financial, this system. And eventually it is prophesied in that book, the Revelation of Yeshua HaMashiach. It describes as a world ruler that's gonna, be in charge of this beast system, and there's a mark that you're going to be forced to take if you want to do any business, if you want to be a part of the system, the international system. And so anyway, this year I've been kind of watching a new system arise. One of the very valuable things here in the country where I'm from was freedom of speech. And that just kind of went away. Getting rid of that. Only one thought process is allowed to speak. And if you don't agree with that thought process, then you're cut off. You're not allowed to speak. You don't have freedom of speech. So I've been watching this system, but I knew inside all this year, I knew all year long that it was not time for that system to mature. I don't know. It didn't bother me. It's horrible to see some of the things. I mean, some of the stars, the Hollywood stars and some music industry stars. I mean, they're getting real out there and real. I mean, they got their headdresses with the satanic horns and blood all over them, and all this stuff. And I'm like, wow, okay, I don't want to be you. And watching this system arise, and yet I was comforted by the Comforter that it was not time for that system to fully develop. So, past few days, I've just been kind of stuck in my house, and the word kept coming up in me, the scatterings. And I'm listening to Dad. I did not want to do this video today, by the way. The scatterings. And it was like, if you ever have been in a really roach infested place and it's real dark and you turn the light on, man, all of a sudden there's just roaches and they're just scattering. They're trying to find a dark hole to get in. They want to get it. Well, they don't like light. light is not a good thing if you're a roach. You want to find darkness, and they just scatter. And that's what I kept seeing was the scatterings. And it appeared that all of these people that have been all excited about this dark thing that is being built, that they're a part of the beast system roaches, I'll use that term, and there's going to be a scattering, and that thing's just going to be shut down. That system is just going to be, it's allowed to quickly go, and a scattering is going to happen, and they're going to go, whoops, and they're going to be like, better keep my head down. Oh man, what? Whoa, we thought we had the tiger by the tail, and oh, it's got us. Oh man, so they're going to be hiding and really concerned about their well-being and their little system that they made real obvious in front of everybody that they were a part of. Now, all of a sudden, that's not a good thing to have been one of those. And you're going to be hunting a dark place in your closet to hide. So, the scatterings. Now, I have to stay hydrated. Excuse me. Woo! So, this morning, I'm sitting with Daddy, Big Daddy. I love Big Daddy. You know, that's our only job. Humble ourselves like a little child and just sit with him. Start our day with him. Seek first the kingdom of Big Daddy and his right ways. That's how you get to know him. You don't get to know him by doing religious stuff. You get to know him by hanging with him. Being his little child, just going in there and sitting with him. Ooh, Daddy, yay! Let's start the day. So anyway, I'm in there with Daddy, and I saw this. This was a world champion pool player, like a snooker player or a pool table player. I mean, this guy could make shots that were just unbelievable, and he was in this little mini arena where they would have like world championships for that particular sport, and there were people all around, and it was well lit, and this guy was going to put on an exhibition, and it was time, and the pool balls were racked on the table, and he had his cue ball, and he had his cue ball set just where he wanted it, and he was getting down there, and he had his cue stick, and he was lining up. He was about to break. And then I saw this bowling ball. Some professional, like world champion bowler. I never saw the person. I just saw that they had delivered the ball, and I saw it like halfway down the alley, and this ball was going toward the pins. And you just knew, man, that's a strike. All the pins are going to just be blown away. Those balls on the pool table are just going to be blown away. All the pool table balls in the break, you've never seen this happen, all the pool table balls, when that cue ball hit it, they all scattered, and all the balls went in the pockets. There were none left on the table. They went and hid. And all of the pins in the bowling alley thing, when that ball hit, they not only were all knocked down, they were knocked down with such force that they just were blown out into the back of the thing where all that mechanization is, where they get the ball and pick the pins up, set them back up. The little thing came down to grab the pins. There were no pins. They were just poof. So I'm like, Daddy, this is fun. Now, the particular place where my little interlinear digital Bible was turned to this morning. Hey, Star. Hey, sweet baby. Okay, this is one of my German shepherds. And it was in the place where Moses was presenting himself to Pharaoh, and saying, look, Big Daddy said, you got to let my people go. And he did some things. He like threw his rod down on the ground. It turned into a snake. And the magicians of Egypt, they could do the same thing. They said, hoo ha he ha hoo. And their rods turned into snakes. Now, Big Daddy's rod ate all of their snake rods. And then when Aaron, Moses, whatever, picked the rod back up, it turned back into a staff. Wow. These magicians were able to replicate the first several plagues that came on Egypt. Let my people go. I'm not letting you people go. Get out of here. Get away from me. I'm Pharaoh, man. You can't. I don't care about your God. Get out of here. And then, wow, the whole river Nile was turned into blood, and all the fish died and started stinking up the whole country. But the magicians, they could turn water into blood. And then another plague came, and the magicians, they were able to do that too. They were able to do these things. But all of a sudden, a plague came down on the country of Egypt, and the magicians were like, Pharaoh, bruh, this is the finger of Elohim. This is the finger of God. We don't know what to do with this. We can't do this. We can't pull on our gods to replicate this. Pay attention, Pharaoh. This is outside of our realm of expertise. So he's like, get away from me. Get out of here. Get out of here. Moses, Aaron, get out of here. You ain't going anywhere. Get to work. So then another plague comes, and the magician's like, and another plague comes, and the magician, I mean, they're just, wow, they're just, whoa. And Pharaoh asks something interesting of Moses. Baby, you're bumping my camera set up here. I know. She loves me. Woo. Hey, darling. She's loaded with puppies, so I'm letting her be in here on the bed next to her. Go get on your bed. Start. There she goes. She just laid down on her bed. That's a good girl. Star. She's awesome. Anyway, so Pharaoh asks something of Moses that was very interesting, and I had never seen this. I mean, he's getting beat down by these plagues, and his magicians can't do anything about anything. So he asks, after one of these plagues, he goes to Moses, or Moses comes to him and he says, okay, all right, y'all go, you guys go do your worship. Just go do your worship. And if you would you entreat your Elohim for me? Would you pray for me? He did it twice. Will you entreat him for me? This is Pharaoh. He's getting broke down. So anyway, the magician's been scattered. The country's in tatters, just being totally destroyed. Pharaoh's hard-heartedness. Now he's like asking for prayer. And I said all that to say this. I'm like, Daddy, excuse me, Daddy, what does all this mean? All this stuff over the past 7 days, what does all this mean? And he said, a light bomb is about to go off. A light bomb. Don't ask me what that is. A light bomb is about to go off, and the scattering is going to be very obvious. It is not time for this system to come into fruition. This system will mature. It will start back up again, and it will manifest itself in its maturity and its fullness, but not yet. It is not time. Here's why. The little children of the kingdom have to begin, as a result of this light bomb, become one with me and one with each other. Light bomb. Oneness. Oneness with the Father by those of us who are willing to humble themselves like little children. No religious agenda. No bunch of rules and regulations. Just being little children that desire one thing, oneness with Big Daddy. To be able to go into his tent and dwell in the secret place of the Most High, so that we might abide under the shadow of Shaddai, the All-Holder. That would be the Messiah, the King, seated next to the Father. There's this shadow by him, and that shadow has room for a little child to go in there and sit in that shadow and just enjoy the beauty and the magnificence and the light of the Father. To understand his wisdom, to know his precepts, to get to know his ways. Seek first the kingdom of Big Daddy and his right ways, and all the stuff just kind of comes to you. A light bomb. I really did not want to do this video, but it had to happen. And it was fun. Wasn't that fun? Thank you, guys. This is one teeny tiny part, but a very important part of the well message of the kingdom. That word's translated gospel, and we call it good news, which it's good news. But a more literal translation is the well message of the kingdom. The message that lets the little children know that all things already are all made well. Shalom.